I think what is quite clear, and one speaks with no doubt in one's mind, that while the African continent is the poorest continent, it is a matter of time that this sleeping continent of ours will be the greatest and the richest continent. It's a question of when. And therefore, the role that we in the Confucius Institute at University of Johannesburg envisage is to walk through those difficult areas that will bring about that fundamental change through knowledge, through cut-edge research, through understanding of different philosophies, and in particular the Confucius as a philosophy. We are driven by our own a philosophy of Ubuntu, that I am because of you. Your existence matters. Your existence makes me full as a person. And I think it's an extension, if you look at Ubuntu philosophy and Confucius as a philosophy. And this is meeting of philosophies. And we don't want just to sleep in these philosophies, but to what extent can we take the excellent elements of these two philosophies that could drive our agenda of development, our agenda of using the resources that we have with an understanding that the greatest asset is none other than ourselves as a people. When it comes to Nanjing in particular, I think the agreement is around when this agreement was signed. It's an agreement between University of Johannesburg and Hanbang. However, Hanbang appoints a Chinese partner that we can then work closely. I think some of the issues which I think were considered, I only started in 2015 myself, in October, is to see the similarities between the universities. University of Johannesburg is much bigger in terms of numbers. I think it's quite big in a number of areas, but there's one common area where there's convergence. They converge around a stronger engineering faculty. They have quite a huge faculty. And you can see, since we started as of last year, we have managed to strike yet another agreement between at the faculty level, between University of Johannesburg Faculty of Engineering as well as Nanjing Tech Faculty of Engineering. They have established an entity in which the two universities have a same lab. So they'll do their test and in a number of areas. And in area of manufacturing, and as you know, manufacturing is a huge issue in South Africa and Africa as we move to our next developmental path. And therefore, I think this deal, which was signed in December, has already seen professor from our university in engineering, as well as a professor at Nanjing Faculty of Engineering, collaborating in research, and there's also a number of students we expect from this side, whether at the level of master's or PhD, who could do their experiment in either Nanjing, or Chinese students come to University of Johannesburg. But we're also spreading in other faculties of the two universities. So the potential is great, and the benefits are benefits for students, for staff, benefits for For city to city, for instance, Nanjing City and Johannesburg, there are prospects to ensure that you have twinning, you have experiences in terms of experience of Nanjing dealing with, for instance, environment issue, or the lessons from Johannesburg dealing with a crime or dealing with other issues. I'm just giving examples. That it really depends on what is needed. But coming back to UJCI, our role is to facilitate and ensure that this relationship, it's a win-win, it's mutual beneficial for Chinese and for us.